I Am Batman, a tribute to Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy was one of, if not the most recognizable voice actors in animation. He was an American voice actor best known for his portrayal as the DC superhero Batman. He began playing the role of Bruce Wayne/Batman in the 1992's animated series Batman the Animated Series, after which he continued working with DC and Warner Brothers in subsequent animated shows and movies. Kevin Conroy didn't just lend his acting talents to animation, he was also known for playing Batman in the Batman Arkham video game series, the two Injustice games, and the upcoming Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League video game, which will be his last performance as the Caped Crusader. Kevin Conroy was an important person to any of those who grew up listening to his iconic voice as the titular role of Batman. And I know that for many of us, including myself, whenever we read a comic book or graphic novel of Batman, the only voice I can hear is that of Kevin Conroy's. When I do hear a different voice playing the famous hero, I always have a moment of pause, realizing that the voice I'm hearing isn't that of Kevin Conroy. Kevin, at the time of his last portrayal of Batman, he played the character for 27 years. So for anyone that was a child between the years of 1992 to 2019 recognizes Kevin Conroy's voice as the definitive voice of the Batman. That's an incredible legacy he's left behind. I remember the first shows I ever watched starring Kevin Conroy. When I was a kid, I would wake up early every Saturday morning to catch the Saturday morning cartoons on WB Kids. The two shows I'd anxiously wait for to watch were Batman Beyond, Justice League, and occasionally a rerun of Batman the Animated Series. Those were my Batman shows when I was a kid. Even though I didn't know Kevin Conroy's name at the time, his voice just was Batman to me. Those are my favorite Kevin Conroy Batman cartoon memories. Kevin was born on November 30th of 1955 and passed away November 10th of 2022 from colorectal cancer at the age of 66. Which, if you ask me, is still too young to pass away, but I know all of us Batman fans will miss him dearly. One of the reasons I looked up to Mr. Conroy is because of what I discovered about his childhood, and if none of you know this, I recommend looking into it. Kevin as a child grew up in a tumultuous household along with 3 older brothers. Although I can't exactly relate completely, I did have an event that happened in my childhood that resonated with his own, though not as bad as how his is described. Conroy got his start in the entertainment industry in 1987 in 2 different shows, O'Hara, where he was a recurring series regular, and in Tour of Duty. After that, Kevin Conroy's career was on the rise. He also starred in a series of television movies before landing his role as the Caped Crusader in 1992, and the rest is history. I know we're all going to miss Kevin Conroy, but there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. For starters, we'll get to hear his voice as Batman one last time in the upcoming Suicide Squad video game that I mentioned earlier. But as sad as it is to have him gone, there are plenty of other talented voice actors out there that could do amazing in the cape and cowl. One actor who I thought did great in the role was Roger Craig Smith. And for those of you who don't know, played Batman in the WB Montreal game Batman Arkham Origins. Now, obviously, when you play the game, you can tell that it isn't Kevin Conroy's voice, but Roger Craig Smith does a fantastic job filling those massive shoes. So even though Kevin Conroy is gone, doesn't mean that the Batman is too. I'm sure we will get another actor that is up to the task of filling the hole left by Kevin Conroy's death. Now, no actor will ever be able to completely fill that hole, but they may be able to fill the role of Batman. After all, as much as Kevin Conroy loved the character of Batman/Bruce Wayne so much, I can't imagine that he would want the role to be left unfilled. He's left an incredible legacy of performances that I'm sure he'd want someone to pick up and continue it for him. I'll be honest with all of you. I don't know a way to end this video. I don't know how to put into words the way that we all felt about him. I don't know how to articulate just how much he embodied Batman. This has got to be one of the hardest video essays I have made to date, because it's something very close to me. But I'll give it a shot, and I hope I have done Kevin Conroy, the Batman, and this video essay justice. Kevin Conroy's death was a tragedy and shock to all of us, and he will be missed deeply by each and every one of us. Conroy was able to give us something that we didn't even know we needed, and that being a truly iconic Batman voice. Luckily, we will always have his performances from Batman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond, Justice League Unlimited, the Arkham games, and the list goes on. Even though he is no longer walking among us, he is in a sense immortal thanks to his timeless, iconic, and talented voice in those previously mentioned TV shows and video games. Kevin Conroy has played the Batman for over 30 years as of the release of the upcoming Suicide Squad game. He will always be Vengeance, the Knight. He is Batman. But I want you all to do one thing, because I believe it's what he would have wanted us to do. Instead of mourning our late great Dark Knight, I want all of you to remember, rejoice, and then celebrate the life of Kevin Conroy. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, Mickey and Mo, out.